the Burdak Museum. This is Karakalpakstan State University, the back of the campus. Karakalpakstan Cafe. Very good shashlik there. Interactive, one of the bigger English educational language schools. These schools are everywhere in Nukus. Educational schools, that is. That's where a lot of the wrestlers and athletes train, right there in Nukus. It's one of several athletic training facilities. I forget which academy this is, but a school. Another educational school right here. Real school. Coca-Cola and Pepsi. It's a battle here. Or Fanta. Any of those three. Everybody drinks them. Haven't been to that dentist. I love Nukus sign up there. You can see it. The theater is right there. I believe that's where they do puppets. And drama. Both, I think. So you see a lot of languages here. So you're gonna see English, Russian, and Karakalpak on the signage. They also speak Uzbek. But the three main languages are Karakalpak, Russian, then Uzbek, and there's a big push for English here. So at night, this area would be hopping with people. Because it gets hot during the day in the summer, which is right now, and then at night, everybody comes out, and all the kids and all the parents. Play together, walk together, eat ice cream. It's really cool. In the morning, it's more chill. You see the guys coming out of the game clubs. I should say the video game clubs. It's a group of usually young guys. This is the medical center in my area. So right now we're on one of 3 main roads that run through Nukus that you would take. We're headed towards the train station right now. If you walk the complete opposite way, that would lead you to the other side of town, which is obviously where the airport is. So both ends. And then if you go that way, then you would head towards the desert. If you head towards this way, you head towards Shulpik, beyond the airport, and then down south. So we're heading south right now. Shulpik, and then you would head down towards Mangit, and then farther down, about another total 2 hours from here, about 2.5 hours, is Urganch Khorezm. And right now we're in the capital of Karakalpakstan, Nukus. All right, next stop, we're gonna go to a neighborhood park called Amir Temur Park. It's in the middle of the neighborhood. And it's a very common place for all the community members to come hang out. Ibrahim Yusupov, he's a Russian translator, very important person here. Translated Russian into Karakalpak. Sorry, Karakalpak. Look up at Temur. Temur, great king in Central Asia. And then Tumuras is another heroine. She's a woman, very esteemed here. Amir Temur, absolute, unbelievable leader who is not very well known in the Western Hemisphere, but here he is a legend. If you don't know Amir Temur, look him up. So at night, this place is lined with vendors. I would say thousands of people are in here from the community. And you're gonna see the rides in the amusement park, and it's lit up. But in the morning, it's a morning walk for everyone. So one of my favorites, doesn't work, but it's pretty cool looking. I don't know why I like it so much, but this is the haunted house. So this is a mini amusement park. Each ride is about 2,000 som, which is 100,000 som is $7. So it's very affordable. Place where everybody can go, hang out with their kids, community, big community here, very close knit community. It's great. A lot of the local students work here too, so I can come here at night, see my students, say hi to them. It's really fun. Big slide up here. That's a roller coaster. is the upside down house. Everything in the house is upside down. It's pretty cool. So park goes a little bit farther down. Cut back out. So again, like the rides are 2,000 soom. You could come here and get an ice cream, 5,000 soom. Relax. The food is obviously really affordable, so everybody can have a great night. There's multiple access ways from the neighborhood, as you can see. It's a very popular place. During the spring, summer, during the winter, frozen. Not functioning. Everything kind of shuts down because there's snow and not able to ride the rides. All right, so we're gonna head back. We're gonna go into a neighborhood and then head to the bazaar. You see the kids out right now. School just got out for the summer, so. They are getting outside the house, having some fun before it gets hot this afternoon. So if you got this far, here's some restaurants you can eat at if you're here. You can eat at Karakalpakstan Cafe. There's 3 of them. Fish House. There's 2 of them. Neo. Morning. Hi. How are you? Hi. Assalamu alaikum. Hi. Good morning.
Good morning.
Hi. Let's see, there's Feed Up, that's like an American hamburger place. There is Sophia's, it's a coffee house. Is China, I think it's pronounced. It's a local place. There's Sofram. There is Premier Lounge, definitely try Premier Lounge, I like it. There's so many places to eat here that are not on the internet. They're mostly on Instagram. That's the place you gotta go. Let's see here. Oh, Mira Appa. Mira Appa's good. It's down near the train station. Really affordable food, but local food. There's Mangat, there's Chopar Pizza. Let's see here. Where else can you eat? There's so many. You can obviously stop by every vendor along the streets. You're gonna find shashlik, mostly street food, shashlik, patir, which is a thin bread, and you can fill it with like kind of like a hot dog. I call it the Nukus burrito. You can get somsas, which are either filled with potatoes, pumpkin, or meat. It's a flaky pastry. What else can you get? The bazaar, which we'll go to in a minute. I mean, there's every kind of food there. That's the place to go if you want to really dabble. Get fruit, vegetables, meat, gosh. You can get nuts. You can get everything there. Let's see here. Oh, duh. Cafe Sonata. The Korean food here is really good. There's a large Korean population here in Nukus, and they make great food in their restaurants. So Cafe Sonata's down here. It's been around forever. I think it's just down over here, actually, Cafe Sonata. Let's see here. And there's always new restaurants popping up. You just gotta ask either a taxi driver in Russian or Karakalpakstan where to eat. Or, you know, the locals, once you start walking around, they'll tell you, oh, Edison's back. Kind of about 10 minutes back from where we were just at. Edison's a good one. I have good burgers. Oh, Shedevr. You gotta go to Shedevr. They have great chicken and butter. Oh, rotisserie chicken. Love it. And then, oh man, Shedevr. That's my place. And then you have Fusion. And where else can you go? Oh, there's Cafe Sonata right there. They have great fried chicken. Yeah. And you could just hang out there. And they're really nice in there. They always treat me really well. Well, everybody treats me really well, but they do in there. And we're almost to Mira in the train station. So if you go left at the train station where we're going, you're gonna hit the fish house. And there you can get karma, which is a traditional Karakalpakstan food. Highly recommend trying it. Or gutuk, which is another traditional dish. They make it really well there. Bishpanark is Karakalpakstan, more this region, but gutuk is very specific to here in this area. It's kind of a spin-off of Bishpanark. And there's my jam right there, Mira Apa, right by the train station. So if you get off the train, go to Mira Apa, very local place. But they do have an English menu there. They just gave me one. Just the other day. I was very impressed. And here's the train station. So again, the opposite way, probably, I don't know, now a 45-minute walk from where we're at right now is the airport. Maybe an hour walk. Maybe 10, 15 minutes by taxi at the most. But on the same street. And this is where sometimes I go for clothes shopping. Well, they have a lot of clothes here, shopping, but you either go to a store or hit the bazaar and go have some fun, chatting it up with everyone. But definitely polish your Russian or Karakalpakstan here, and you will do really, really well. But everybody will try English once you start trying English, but they get a little, everybody here gets a little nervous because they are so amazing at speaking other languages that for them English is something that they're all learning. All right, we're gonna go down this way, and we're gonna cut into the neighborhoods. So, train station. All right, so this is kind of the, I don't know, the edge of town, but you can see the freeway in the back over there. like I said, that leads south to Urgench. And on the way, you got to stop by Shilpik. Shilpik is kind of the burial grounds in the middle of the desert slash fortress slash pretty cool archaeological site. A couple thousand years old. And you just roam around in it. It's made out of mud. It's super cool. So what is Keratau? So you see Keratau? That is the local vodka. Keratau. It's the local vodka here. Black Mountain. And Keratau is something that if you come here, you have to try. Because it might be the best vodka in the world. I'll be honest, it might be. I'm not just saying it because I've been living here for the last 10 months, but legitimately, pretty cool. So Keratau, and it's in every store, super cheap, super affordable. And I mean, people drink Russian vodka here, but if you look at 90%, 99% of tables when we're out eating, they're drinking Keratau. And it has like a pheasant on the label. That's how you know. I can't really find it in Tashkent, to be honest. So, Karakalpakstan, definitely. So like I said, kind of the edge of town right now. It goes this way for probably another 20-30 minutes, and that leads to Hojuli. Hojuli and Nukus kind of meld into each other. There's a bridge that separates them this way that we're walking. But you're kind of getting a feel for this side of town, which is the opposite way of Savitsky. So right now, Savitsky is more the middle of town where the flags are, and city center, which is self-explanatory. And we'll walk towards city center. That's probably 30 minutes. It's a good walk, but fun. So I was gonna go to this gym, but my gym's more near my house. So you can see the flagmen. Those gaming centers are everywhere. Computers, PS5, PS5s? I don't know, PS4s, I think, here. So right now it's about, I think, 7:40 in the morning. When we get, no, 6:40 in the morning. When we get to about 8 o'clock, it's gonna start hopping. Oh, it's Sunday though. So Monday through Saturday, it will be hopping with everybody walking to school, going to work. It definitely gets going here. It's fun. So in the morning, and then around 4 or 5 at night, and then till about 10, 11 at night during the spring, summer, fall, yeah. And then winter, obviously it calms down because definitely gets snowy. All right, so we're gonna walk through the neighborhood. So it just keeps going. You see here, you see the freeway down there? So we're gonna walk through a couple neighborhoods. I think those are gas lines right there. I think that's what somebody said. And that's pretty common here, is how they pipe in the gas. So now we're heading back the other way towards, I always say city center bazaar. That's kind of my compass. But it's pretty easy to get around here. It's a big grid. There's no street signs or anything, so you kind of have to remember the grid pattern. Otherwise, like I said, once you get here about a couple weeks, you get it down fast. This is normal streets, not many trucks. Most everybody has a Chevy car or a BYD, or is uncommon, but they're starting to get more and more, but mostly Chevys. And the Chevys run on methane and gas, so they have methane tanks in the back trunk, and that's how they got over the fuel shortage here, is they use methane. What else about Nukus? Past Nukus, you would get into, like I say, Hojali, which has the necropolis. Definitely a place to visit, 20 minutes from here. And then if you go farther north, you're going to go into Kungrad, Muinak, which is Aral Sea, well, the desiccation of the Aral Sea. And then once you're in Muinak, you got to do an hour and a half up to the Aral Sea now because of the horrible irrigation problems the Russians imposed on this region. And what they did was they basically drained the Aral Sea to water the cotton here in the middle of the desert. So they were irrigating the cotton fields and then obviously providing water to the area. And this is, like I said, they moved the capital city from Turku to Nukus in the early 20th century. Let's say around 1930s. Don't quote me on that, but that's just coming off memory. But so another school. Education is a big priority here by the government, and they're doing a great job of really moving the community towards making sure all the kids have an opportunity. It's great. So like I said, right now the exchange rate, you can see 2,000 soom. 100,000 soom is about $7. So a million soom, about $70 to $75, depending on the day. A million. Most everything here, a bottle of water, it was about 5,000 soom. Juice, maybe 5,000 to 8,000 soom. Like I said, ice cream cone, 5,000 to 7,000 soom. I had a meal last night at Premier Lounge. I was with a group of 4 people, and we all had our own dish. We all had drinks. We had like 4 pots of tea, and it cost 260,000 soom. So what, 17, 18 bucks. So very, very amazing place to travel, and it's gonna be easy on your pocketbook. Oh, we also had cake. We had 2 pieces of cake. So we had 2 pieces of cake, 4 dishes, 4 meals. Monty, I had a roasted meat with pasta dish, 3 or 4 pots of tea, 2 pieces of cake, yeah, for 260,000 soon. You can pay credit card here, but it usually doesn't work. I definitely plan on bringing cash. Tashkent, you can use credit card. Here, I've been unsuccessful most of the time using my credit card, so I've heavily relied on cash when you visit here, which is no problem. All the ATMs, you can pull out cash. I've had no problems with that. So right now we're headed up to the next street that was similar to the one that runs north to south, and that'll take us to the bazaar. Right now it's June 1st. It's definitely starting to heat up, so low to mid 90 degrees during the day. Little wind, could be windy some days, so it can get dusty because of the desert. Great time to visit. Great time to visit is March, April, May. Phenomenal. And then probably September, October. And then I noticed November started getting cold, and December, January, definitely snow. And there was some definite snow days. And it dropped down to sometimes 0 degrees, but mostly this year was, hi cat. This year was mostly, I would say 5 to 17 degrees from December, January, and a little into February. So manageable. They said it definitely gets colder in previous years, so definitely be prepared. At times I wasn't. So. As you can see, the irrigation for all the trees throughout the city. All right, so we are at an interesting part of the city where, like I said, it's kind of a junction point. Supposedly that's a hotel. I'm not really sure. Never heard anybody stay there. Hotel Fayz, F-A-Y-Z, good place. A lot of people from the fellow program have stayed there. Really nice. Hotel Jipek Jolie, I like that. In at Jipek Jolie, there's 2 of them. Really good people, and they have good tours for reasonable guided tours up to Hojuli and then up to Muinak. So if I was to say any place right now to stay, I would definitely stay at those 2 places. I know they're building a really big hotel in the middle of city, or near city center along the river. Let's just say the canal. So you might want to try that. So the area of town I'm in right now, you're not going to see any tourists walking around usually. Most of the time you're going to see tourists or foreigners. You're going to see them in city center. A lot of the places to eat are not going to be online. You can look them up on Yandex. Definitely get Yandex if you're here. Yandex is the way to go. I can get from my house, my apartment, flat, to school, which is an hour walk, and a 15-minute taxi ride. So a 15-minute taxi ride costs me, during the busy hours, 13,000 soom, and during the non-busy hours, 8,000 soom. And I always usually get a taxi within, the longest I've had to wait is May. Hi, how's it going, guys? It's maybe 8,000 soom. 8 to 9,000 soom, so very reasonable here to get around town. And I think that was a comfort taxi I usually get. You can get the smaller taxi for 1 or 2,000 soom cheaper. They do have hostels here. Not sure about them. Nobody I know if it stayed in them. I think that's a hostel right there. Yeah, it's a hostel. So they're definitely around. You know what? I think I'm going to be passing by Shedevr. I should cross over so you can see it. Shedevr is, again, I go back to it because it's my favorite place to eat. It's super local. And right next to it is Hodrezm Balik, which is a fish house, like a, not the fish house, because that's an actual restaurant, but it's a place where they have live fish and they pull them out of a little holding tank. I'll take you by there. It's on the way to the bazaar. And it's really cool, the process, because like I said, you have fresh fish. And Balik, I think, is carp from maybe the Amandaria, which is the river, snaking through down north to south from on the outside of Hojuli kind of area all the way down, and you cross it when you go to Kipuk, Mangat, and then down into Urgench. You know, there's another river, I want to say, it starts with an N, Amandaria, and then Namandaria. I think my Nukus students would absolutely put me in a chokehold right now for not being able to accurately tell you what it is. All right, we're gonna cross over here. I really want you to see Shedevr. Oh, and down by Shedevr is another restaurant right in the middle of the neighborhood. I think it's Atiyah's. Look it up. It starts with AT, and it is a super Karakalpakstan restaurant inside. It's super fancy, bougie, really reasonable prices, but good Karakalpakstan food. I just went about a month or two ago. I haven't gone back. I need to, because I always go to Shedevr or Mira Apa or Karakalpakstan Cafe. Remember, there's 3 Karakalpakstan cafes. There's 3 of them in town. All of them are great. So there's 3 main universities here. There's Nukus State Pedagogical Institute, where I teach at. And then there's also Karakalpakstan State University. Great people. I just went to a conference there and met a lot of great professors and administrators. And then there's the Presidential University. And both Karakalpakstan State and Presidential are near my apartment where we walked out of, where we started this walk. Oh, there's Shedevr. Is that Shedevr? Yeah. We're gonna cross over. All right, we're gonna do the crazy thing. All right, so that's the freeway out to Shulpik or Gench itself. We're gonna climb here. If I don't kill myself. All right. All right. So down this street is that Karakalpakstan restaurant that I was telling you about. It's right there. See that great building right there? That's it. Highly recommend it. There's no street signs, like I said, so I would use the landmark if you want to go there one night. Great place to eat. Super awesome ambiance inside. Karakalpakstan, like paintings and traditional dress. So just put in Shedevr into Yandex and you'll find it. So this is a local neighborhood place. I know Shedevr's also in Khwarezm. You're probably like, why do you keep saying this restaurant? Well, I say this restaurant because it has sausage here. Yeah, you don't find a lot of restaurants with good sausage. And this place has great sausage and great rotisserie chicken with crispy skin. And it's in butter, and then you soak your bread in the butter. And it costs maybe for a kilogram, I think it's 100,000 soms, so $7. So you can eat 2 or 3 people and crush. So there's Shedevr. Don't miss Shedevr. And then here's right next door. This is a new place. Well, it'll probably be old by the time you see it, but word on the street from the locals, I haven't eaten here, is Fish House, then Khwarezm Balik. So if you want to try it, but here is Balik is fish, I think. I don't know, I always say Balik and everybody says fish. So here is the holding tank. Let's see if the fish are in there. Oh, they're not in there. Usually there's fish in there. Oh, I think they're right here. Yep, they're right here. There's the fish. Hi, fish. They all are. So they go in the other tank when it's daytime, so they pick them out, see? And then they take them out, and where's the net? Oh, there's the net. See the net? And then they go fishing for your fish. It's fun. Enjoy. It's quite an experience. I would put in Shedevr into Yandex. I don't know if Khwarezm Balik is in Yandex yet. Could be. But it'll get you here. So if you're at the bazaar, because we're maybe 10 minutes taxi, maybe 10 minutes taxi from the bazaar right now, and you want to go bazaar to Shedevr or Khwarezm Balik or the Karakalpakstan restaurant, good to go. Or just ask the taxi driver if you want to get a taxi at the bazaar. But honestly, use Yandex, because as soon as the taxi driver sees you're a foreigner, unfortunately, they may higher their rates, raise their rates on you. But that's That's pretty normal. We all know that. And that's okay. Yandex, they don't. Yandex, super fair. I have never, ever had a bad taxi driver. I've had a crazy driving taxi driver. Now, it may be Mr. Frog's toad ride, but I have never had a rude taxi driver or someone who's treated me poorly in Nukus. In fact, they're usually very inquisitive. They want to either practice their English or they want to know where you're from. So I would suggest using Yandex, Y-A-N-D-E-X. And you can put your credit card down, but I've used cash. I've been here 9 months. I'll be here 10 months total, and I've always used cash. I get asked a lot, why don't you just use your credit card? You can, and it's quick, but I tend to like to tip them 1,000 or 2,000 som, and they're very appreciative of that when you do. So if it's a 13,000 som tax ride, I leave them 15,000. And for them, for the taxi drivers, they work really hard here, and a lot of them are college educated. A lot of them are from different areas too, so you'll get to know them. Some of them are from Turkmenistan, some of them moved here from Kazakhstan. You'll see a wide range of people in your travels here. So I like this part of town because you can see it's a lot of shaded trees. There's some areas that don't have as many trees to walk, so when the sun's out, it gets a little warm. When I'm walking up here, there's definitely always enough shade to be comfortable. And right now, we again are walking towards city center now. Away from the train station, we're walking towards city center, and then beyond city center, on the first street we're on, would be the airport. And really, those are the major landmarks here. You could use the canal, but I'll show you where the canal's at. The canal runs through the heart of the city. I don't really use that as much. Oh, you know what another restaurant is? It's Forest. Forest is another restaurant that you can eat at. Oh, Terrace Garden. Terrace Garden's along the canal. I would highly recommend Terrace Garden. Definitely upscale. Probably pay another 100,000 som, but you're gonna have some live music. Actually, all these places are gonna have live music. Oh, you know what? I forgot. There is definitely a nightlife here that you must experience. So I'm gonna give you some of the hot spots, the locals. Niagara, you've got Babylon, and you got Las Vegas. And then some of these places like Fish House, and then the one I showed you earlier, Atiyayev, or the locals, turns into a dance club at night, right around 8:39 p.m. So definitely something to think about. And most of these places have karaoke. I don't know if you can call. Oh, C'est La Vie. C'est La Vie is another one. C'est La Vie just opened by my house. You can go to Bellissimo Pizza. That's a chain restaurant here in Uzbekistan, just opened too. So Caravanserai, it's usually a wedding hall. There is a caravan restaurant over down in city center. It's pretty good. Most people eat at home here. They eat plo, bishpanark, fresh fruits, vegetables they get from the bazaar. Extremely communal in the sense of family, so they eat together. They do a lot of things together, so at night you'll see all the families walking around. Normal for teenagers to be with their families and hanging out, just enjoying life. So like I said, weddings are a big thing here. There's two different types of weddings. So one wedding is the one where the young boy is, I think, circumcised. And so I've been to one of those, and then it is a massive party. Kids everywhere, adults, in one of these halls. So I've been to, there's a couple different ones around here like this. And then there's a wedding where somebody's getting married, which is a massive event. Hundreds of people are there, no expense. Is too high for a wedding here, and it is a party. You do not mess around with weddings here. It is fun. The one thing that Karakalpak people know how to do is have fun. So once you get into, I've been seeing more of these gold cinemas. I'm not really sure what that is. I've seen 2 pop up in my neighborhood. I don't know if it's a viewing area. Anyway, Karakalpak people are much different than Uzbek. I would say it's the difference between Mexican and a white American. I mean, it's that big of a difference culturally. Everything about Karakalpak culture is unique. The food, customs, culture, the way they interact with each other, the way they interact with foreigners, everything. It's just, that's why Karakalpakstan is an autonomous nation. And there's a massive desert separating Karakalpakstan from Tashkent, or down south, Khwarezm. So if you say you're from Khwarezm, that is a big difference being from Karakalpakstan. So keep that in mind as you enter into this diverse culture, because this is definitely something that would be good to learn about and understand how impactful this society has been on the world, because it has major impact. And remember the stands, Uzbekistan, Karakalpakstan, Kyrgyzstan, Tajikistan, Kazakhstan, they all broke away, Turkmenistan, they all broke away from Russia in 92, when the USSR disbanded. So they've been through a big shift in the last 30 years. So keep that in mind, is they're still transitioning away from, you know, the Russian culture. And here in Karakalpakstan, it's definitely more Russian. And I just say that because Uzbekistan, they speak Uzbek, not as much Russian. Even though they do speak Russian there, it's more, the priority is the native language, Uzbek. Whereas here, it's Karakalpak. So 2 million people in the world speak Karakalpak, and they're here. And then the second language I see is Russian. So they will mix Karakalpak and Russian, kind of like Spanish and English, Spanglish. But if you're speaking Russian with them, you're gonna do really well. And then Uzbek, most of them speak or understand, but it's not a priority because we're in Karakalpakstan. And that's from down south to the southernmost region of Karakalpakstan all the way up to Moynak is Karakalpak. It's taught in the schools. Russian's taught in the schools. English is being taught in the schools here. Most of the kids can say hi to you or have a introductory conversation. My generation, I'm in my late 40s. Most of my generation, not so much. They're trying, but it's the younger generation that is right now, college age and below, is making the big push to learning English for a number of reasons. But again, they're multilingual here. All polyglots, literally all. I have not met one person that only speaks one language. I have not met one person who speaks 2 languages. They all speak 3, 4, 5 languages fluently. So a lot of them are trying to pick up Korean right now. That's a big push for a lot of my local students here, and German. So they're also, what I've learned is a big push to that. There is some Arabic. So I just taught at an educational school with one of my students who is a teacher there, and they just added Arabic. So I know Arabic is also another language that's offered in the educational schools, which is different. So the educational schools are the ones that teach language here and it's paid monthly fee to go there. So you have the public schools that teach language, and then you also have private educational schools that solely focus on basically tutoring, small group, large group, or individual. This bazaar, honestly, I've never been to. It's brand new, they said. I have been here several times, and honestly, it's usually a ghost town. I know everybody says they go to the Turk shop. That place is pretty popular. But that Nukus Eco Bazaar, I think it's a skip right now as of June 1st, 2025. I would head, I don't even know if as a foreigner you would even think about that, because you're so focused on city center. Yeah. By the way, if you see Ajna Yaz everywhere, that is an extremely influential Karakalpak poet, author, leader. So Ajyanaz, Burdak, obviously Amir, Temur, Kumaras, and then the first president of Uzbekistan. That's a big one. If you're in Samarkand, you'll see a lot about him. So my suggestion would be, if I were somebody visiting Karakalpakstan now, definitely Nukus. I would definitely eat at some of the places I told you. Try them. Look them up on Yandex, you'll find them. And then I would walk around, get the ice cream, sit down with the locals, try to talk to them, see if they'll talk to you. They probably will once they get used to you. And then get outside of city center. I would do city center for a day, but get outside, like where we're at, into the neighborhoods. It's worth it because you're gonna experience what the community experiences on a daily basis. Because in the summer, it's also really unique here. Like, I have AC in my house in one room. So one room has AC, but not the whole house. So most places here don't have AC. So if you don't have AC, they're all preparing right now, those that don't have AC, to sleep outside during the summer months. So they're gonna start moving their furniture, their beds outside to sleep. So that's a really cool thing. So I think it begins late June, definitely July, August, they said, is a lot of the community, and that's families. They all sleep outside so that they can sleep because it gets so hot. I'm gonna say, I don't know what 50 degrees Celsius is, 50 Celsius, but they keep mentioning that number. It gets as high as that. So you have pretty extremes here. So November, December, January, you have extreme. For me, it was cold. For some people, it's not, but 0 degrees Fahrenheit is cold for me. And pretty good snow drifts. I think you saw that one video of me walking through the winter. And then you have extreme heat. I mean, we're in the desert. Nukus has a lot to offer. If you're looking for a challenge, I think a positive challenge, and seeing something that you've never seen before, I think Nukus is definitely a place that will offer someone who's interested in, you know, taking a train across the desert, getting to a very developed city, in the sense of, you have, you know, places that you could kind of see that you would never see around the world. It's remote. You have a society that is multilingual, is able to carve out a place in the desert and have a very good way of life, you know, and a community. And you'll see that when, especially at night. If you come here at night, they said, we went to that one park, so I'm gonna take you to another park. So Amir, Temur. So there's actually 3 main parks. There's the city center flag, flags where I'll show you where Savitsky, that's another area, that's the second. And then the bazaar in the back, there's an area behind the bazaar along the canal that has like a roller club, a water park that they're about to open up, and so you have that as well. It's a small water park, but it's still a water park. But it's, you'd have to know where to go. It's behind the bazaar along the canal, near the Ferris wheel. So here in a minute, the bazaar should be starting to bustle here in a minute. We're getting close to the bazaar. So you see intermittently the restaurants, they're everywhere. I would definitely say this, talk to somebody, you know, local, maybe a taxi, or use your Google Translate if you're trying a restaurant that I didn't really mention, because there are some places obviously that you want to check before you go in. It's just like anywhere you travel, there's gonna be good restaurants and there's gonna be bad restaurants. There's kind of no in between here. So all the restaurants I mentioned are gonna have great food, service. Some are gonna have English menus. All the menus are in Russian. So have Google Translate ready. Like last night I went to Amir, and right in city center, no English menus. So again, Russian, and the people I was with had to help me order. I mean, if you just want to order Monty, or you know some Russian dishes, I'll probably have it. Shashlik, of course. A couple different types of shashlik. Amir has pasta. Actually, the pasta is good at Amir. If you want pasta, they have an Alfredo sauce that's pretty good there. And when you order a mojito here, a mojito is not alcoholic. So remember that. They love mojitos in every restaurant. And it tastes like a mojito from America, a really sweet drink, but it's not alcoholic. And for those beer drinkers, good luck. There's definitely places you can get beer, but it's more gonna go to one of the stores to buy it, probably. Fish House has it on tap. What else does it have it on tap? You can usually buy it in bottles. But if you ask most people in Karakalpakstan, if you go out, they're either gonna order keratau, soda, mojitos, something like that. If you're gonna have something to drink together socially. So keep that in mind. I'm going to tell you another thing. Before you come, if you don't want to learn Russian, spend 2 weeks and learn the Russian alphabet. If you can learn the Russian alphabet, you will phonetically be able to sound out most everything here. So all the signage pretty much translates over to English phonetically from the Russian alphabet. So once I learned the Russian alphabet, I was able to function really well here. And then Karakalpak is pretty close to Russian and English, but you don't have Karakalpak in Google Translate. So if you are gonna learn Karakalpak, you're gonna need a local, or I got a handbook cheat sheet, but that was made by one of my fellow teachers that came before me, and those aren't readily available. And there's not many books in the bookstore about Karakalpak language. And again, the alphabet changes every year. There's a lot of finite details about the Karakalpak language that make it a little complex. And again, only 2 million people speak it in the world, and I'm in that area. So Russian is definitely the way to go. Learn the Cyrillic alphabet, and you're game on. Worth it. Because like I said, most of the words phonetically transfer over to English. You'll be able to decipher them. And once I did that, it made it a lot better because I knew what I was getting into. I think this is a training center, if I remember correctly. Some type, either for police or law enforcement. Let me see here. I see a lot of law enforcement going in here. Yeah, I don't remember. But they take really good care of this facility. I always see people working on it, painting. It's really cool. Now, getting in there, I'm not sure. All right, I promise, we're getting close to the bazaar. Like I said, a taxi ride, baby. But since it's early in the morning, a nice walk is always. See, everybody gets out on their bikes. Very active in the morning and night. What else could you see in Karakalpakstan, Nukus? Well, food definitely is something that I think is... Oh, cinnamon. Cinnamon is another one. It's right across from Savitsky Museum. I think most tourists, if I'm going to see tourists or foreigners, that's where they're at. They're either at Neo, Cinnamon, or Cake Boomer. Cake Boomer's right next to Cinnamon as well. That's right, I forgot about that. That's really the majority of places I eat. There's a lot of bakeries. They love cake here. They make really good cake. Napoleon's and chocolate cake. I just had a chocolate cherry cake last night with cherry jam. It's really good. Very good bakers here. Highly recommend trying the cake. I always buy for my students at Cake Boomer the Snickers cake. Oh, they love the Snickers cake. It's pretty good. I like the banana cake better. They make banana cake. Very, very good. It's a chocolate cake with banana filling. It's really good. Fresh bananas too. Yeah, so that's good. So earlier I said karma, a fit at the fish house. It's a Karakalpak food that's to the region, that's associated with the region. So karma is fish that is in like a almost like a porridge. If you don't like fish, you're not gonna like this. But if you love fish, it's served with a fish broth before, and then you have kind of like a dough in it that's mixed in, and it comes out, like I said, like a porridge. So it's called karma. Go to the fish house and try it. If you like fish, definitely worth a try. So bishmenar, gurtuk, monty, and karma, and then shashlik is the staple. I think shashlik usually costs me, it's like a steak kebab, usually costs me about 10 to 13,000 per, so I usually get 2 or 3, and that fills me up good. It's served with onions, fresh onions, and if you want, you could put a vinegar sauce on it that they have at the table. Not much seasoning, it's pretty straightforward meat. A little salt, I think. You could add salt. Oh yeah, this is an academy. That's right. So here's the academy. And I say academy, police academy. That's where it is. So there's a couple different government buildings here because they have their own government in Karakalpakstan that works with the Uzbekistan government. because they are part of Uzbekistan, but again, an autonomous region. Okay. So if you got with me this far, this is where Fusion's at. I actually like Fusion. Turns into a dance hall at night. It's right down there. See where those cars are? That white and black car? That's Fusion. Oh, Amir Temur Koshishi Street. Right there is Fusion. Good. I like Fusion. They have good shashlik. The Beach Arc was okay, but the atmosphere is cool. Real upscale, thought out. Service is usually really good. People treat you well. And it's close to city center. So if you wanted to walk from the bazaar, I don't know, Shedevr, as you can see, is what, about a 30-minute walk from the bazaar. So take a taxi or down to Karakalpakstan. So if I was to say Nukus in a nutshell, what you're seeing is the design of the city. Most of the streets are designed like this. The neighborhoods, you have some intermixed local neighborhood restaurants, a lot of markets that you could shop at, local markets. You got some office buildings kind of like that, jutting up through the skyline, government offices. But everything really, as you're gonna see here, once we get to city center at Savitsky, is why most foreigners, tourists, gravitate towards this place, because it's the hub. And then kind of like the spokes of a wheel, everything kind of moves outwards towards the community. So if you're into exploring or curious, you know, this is, again, what you're going to interact with when you're in Nukus. Now, I'm in the newer part of Nukus right now. The canal, there's a split. It's the TV. There's a split. That's Ulugбек. Oh, I forgot about Ulugбек. Mirzo Ulugбek, very, very important figure here. Ulugбek, Aliaza, and Burdak. Yeah, sorry about that. Sorry, Ulugбek. Okay, so on the other side of the canal is the older part of the city. There's an old bazaar. I went over there. It's an old bazaar. If you want to walk east, no, west, I'm sorry, west, past the canal, you're gonna run into an old bazaar. It's definitely been decimated by the new bazaar. So when they moved the bazaar over to where we're going right now, definitely took a lot of stores and vendors and people from that area, and it's very unmanaged, in the sense that dirt parking lots, a lot of dust. So if you want kind of a feel what Nukus was like, not a bad place to go. I've been a couple times, but again, it's definitely the older part of town. They're focusing more over here, and you'll see why here in a minute. So if you go across the canal, go over to Nukus State Pedagogical Institute, kind of more the older area. Actually, Nukus State Pedagogical is brand new. They just built it. But other than that, it's I would definitely cross on green. Because if you don't, you will get ran over here. That's the one thing. The drivers definitely don't mess around here. The rules of the road are this. Cars first. Pedestrians down the totem pole. Every once in a while they'll stop at a cross. So go to a crosswalk. Otherwise, if you don't go to a crosswalk or wait for a green, yeah, it's your choice. You're taking your life in your own hands on that one. It's very specific. Okay, so as you can see, we're getting into a little bit more of where the commercial businesses are. You have some yoga here every once, a lot of weddings. So the way Nukus is set up, you're gonna see concentrations of stores. So you'll have like a wedding dress part, you'll have a where you could buy flowers. There'll be like 6 businesses all together where you could buy flowers. You would have, you can see the wedding. You have place of children, you have dadihanas, which are the pharmacies. You'll have an area with that, that's near my house. So, and that's in different parts of the community. So you'll have a neighborhood that'll have like 5 dadihana pharmacies. And then you go another 1 or 2 kilometers, same thing. So here's one of the main hubs. Like I said, you're gonna see the grid. So again, I don't know if I'd cross the street right there. I would wait to go over here to this crosswalk like she is, because you don't want to cross over there, because at least you have the chance of somebody stopping. So thank you. So they stop because I'm in the crosswalk. And it's always good to do a little jog across it because they appreciate that. So here's your meat market. They're everywhere. So Gosh market, shashlik, that's how it comes. That's how you're gonna eat it here, meat. In every restaurant, you're not gonna get steak. Don't think that. So there's the meat market. And then in the bazaar, same thing. You buy it there, or you can go to the bazaar. So here we go. You can see it's popping up here, right? So there's the Ferris wheel. I always use that as another landmark. I don't know if you see it or not. There it is right there. You can see it just beyond that building. So the Ferris wheel is behind the bazaar. Not as much of a hangout as you would think. There's a children's area with small little children's rides, but not really an area where the main community goes. They go to Amir, Temur. They'll go over to, I'm going to take you over to Savitsky flag area. There's just more things to do. You can see here. So right now it's Sunday. It's usually family day today, so it's gonna be pretty chill, because normally there'd be, I don't know, hundreds if not thousands of people in here. No joke. This whole sidewalk would be filled with people shopping, going to shop, returning from shopping, transportation. You're gonna see, this is where the vans and taxis are. So they all come here in the Korzinka. The Korzinka is the big, it's not a mall, it's more of a shopping center for shoes, women's clothes and men's clothes. And this is where like I bought my coats coming up, and I'll show you where it's at. So you can go to the Korzinka, the bazaar are all in one, and then the transportation hub with the marshukas. The marshukas are the vans that are the public transportation that you could take. So Mektebe, I think that's how you say it, is the school. So let's see here. So yeah, this is chill today because it's Sunday. It's actually a good day, because sometimes when I'm filming around here, that makes people feel a little uncomfortable, and I don't want to make them feel uncomfortable. Success Academy, big academy here. I've taught here a couple times. Love it. People are awesome. Highly recommend it if you're looking for an educational school. You can see there is a Mega Nukus. I'm not going to go down there, but Mega Nukus is, if you keep going down the street, is their mall. It has a bowling alley in there. So Success Academy. And that's a marshuka. I guess I could walk through the bazaar really quick. Yeah, let's walk through the bazaar. Yeah, this place would be hopping. So you go down here. Let's see if I'm allowed down here. I'm allowed down here. This is how you get to the bazaar, one way. So this is normally where all the clothes are. So like I said, I'm sorry, but this would be line closing people. But this you can go underground, get across the street, and then there's an overground. And we'll take that in a minute. You come right to the other side where the bazaar is. Oh yeah, so normally this would be filled with people. Come here during Monday through Saturday or later on in the day, and you will get your bazaar experience. Oh yeah, you know, I haven't really been here Sunday morning. It's super chill. Okay, you can see here. So Monday through Saturday. This would be hoppy with people. Oh my gosh, this is even weird for me. Hi. Oh my gosh, it's all closed. So in there is, I've never seen that closed. Okay, so in there is where all the fruits, vegetables, nuts, everything is sold. There's meat in there. So we are not going in there right now. Fascinating. We're gonna go this way. Anyway, come to the bazaar, it's fun. Monday through Saturday. Hi, buddy. Hi. It's okay. So we're gonna finish up over at City Center. Oh, well, at least you know where the bazaar's at now. Hello, kitty cat. So, oh, here you go. So in here, this is what I'm saying, is normally where the fruits and vegetables are. It's a great place to go. Meet everyone. Everybody's really kind in there. If you mess up your money because you're dealing in 1,000, 2,000, 5,000, 10,000, 20,000, 50,000, 100,000, 200,000, so they'll help you out. I've never ever been treated poorly in there, so highly recommend it. You know what? Everybody's getting ready. I think it must be still really early. Plenty of ATMs, as you can see. They call them money. What do they call them? They don't call them ATMs here. They call them something else. Every time I say ATM, I never get taken to the ATM. I should know what it is. Oh, so here's the entrance to the bazaar, the main one. And this is the street, City Center. So if you go down here, this is where we're gonna go. So this is the overland. So I'll show you on top. If you keep going, oh, you get that. So if you keep going this way, that'll take you to Mega Nukus. And then that's Korzinka. And this is the main place where you would get all your transportation, where Shuka is. And you see all the numbers. They'll figure out. It's all going to be in Russian and Karakalpakstan, so you may need a little help. You may, I don't know. And then back there is the canal. We're not going to go that way. We're going to go towards Savitsky, and we're going to go towards where the restaurants are, and we'll go from there. So then this is where we came from. That's a new store for Lisa. Pretty cool, huh? Welcome to Nukus. Oh, that Tashkent hotel and back. I've heard it's good things, but it's pretty far away from stuff. I don't know. I would go Jipek Jolie or Fies. I heard it's nice, but I don't know. Nobody stayed there. All the hotels that I would suggest are going to be this way towards City Center. And they're nice. And the people are really nice in there. They will and most, everyone speaks English. All the hotel people. So you have no problem. So like I said, that way, Mega Nukus, this way, stay to city center. And if you're have a day, this is where you want to be. This way you go to also the Karakalpakstan Museum. I'll show you where to go. You gotta go to the Karakalpakstan Museum. Most everybody goes to Savitsky, and I'm totally down with Savitsky. Trust me, I'm way down with Savitsky. But here's the problem: is that's not the only thing here. And I get it; they don't have a lot of information, maybe on the onliner or brochures or where to go. However, if you ask or check out the video, this video, I would say Karakalpakstan Museum, which I'm going to point you towards. Actually, let's take you there. It's not a far walk. Because Sophia's is near there too. And Sophia's is a new coffee shop where you can just kind of hang out, get some coffee, relax, real clean. People are helpful. They speak a little English in there, not a lot. So you can see here, changed a lot. If you go down here, there's still businesses down over here. So don't forget that this is not the only place to be walking. I see a lot of foreigners and people, but if you go down these side streets, you'll see and experience a lot. It always surprises me. You find restaurants down in there. You find little stores to trip out in. And you get to explore, you get to be curious, you get to have fun, because it is fun. So, like I said, we're headed towards Savitsky. So you're going to see also here that it's often missed is Plato's bookstore. They have Russian, mostly Russian, but they have some English books. I go there and, oh, I love this store, I'm Rich. It's hilarious. It makes me laugh every time. Somebody told me to go here one time. I asked them, hey, where's a place I should go shopping for men's clothes? They're like, you should go to I'm Rich. You know why they said that, because I'm American. That's not true. We know that. I'm an international teacher. Greeting here. If you want to say hi, you can try hello, but assalamu alaikum. Assalamu alaikum will break down every barrier here. And then if you want to say good in Karakalpak, it's zor. Let's see here, what else have I learned? You want to do Russian? Don't say privyet here. It's thank you in Russian. I mean, you can, but it's rakhmat. That's thank you. And that's all across Uzbekistan. So I would really, I mean, you could say spasiba, but the preferred thank you is rakhmat. And it's rakhmat or rakhmet. Kind of depends what area you're in for pronunciation. Doesn't really matter, just say that. Please don't say spasiba. I mean, you can, but the preferred way. So assalamu alaikum is hello, and that's really from there. You figure it out. I figured it out for 10 months. I figured out some Russian. Kak dela. So how are you? So Tiffany's. Oh, I forgot about Tiffany's. Tiffany's is good. Has some beer. It does have beer there. Has some. It's like a chill place. And then MJ Family. The MJ's good. I like MJ. I forgot about MJ. This is the ice cream place. Everybody comes for ice cream. They'll sit outside. All right. So I would say this. Hey, the dog took a bath. If you go down that way, it's Karakalpakstan Cafe and Sophia's. Oh, they're getting ready for ice cream right now. Down that way is definitely a good place to explore neighborhoods, and there's actually restaurants down there and other stuff. You kind of lead into neighborhood after neighborhood, just different. I don't think you want to do a 2.5 hour video, but we could do it. You see most stuff's in English, Russian, English, Russian, and then like that says Cooksy House. So this is Korean. I've heard this place is good. I haven't been there. I gotta try it. And I think they have sushi there. They do have sushi here. I've had it a couple times, but it's different. It's not the sushi. Yeah, like Yaponomama in Tashkent. It's gonna have like chicken and cheese, and it's gonna have some fish. I'm trying to see a Karakalpakstan. All right, so here's another school. All right, so we have pretty much walked the whole southern side of Nukus, and so very similar. Not the same. I mean, there's a lot to explore. If you go towards the airport, there's some memorial sites that you can go to. There's a hospital that way. I've been to the hospital. I mean, you don't want to go there because you're hurt, but I'll tell you what, if you want to experience a different way to have a medical system here, it's definitely cool. So here's Cake Boomer. Good place to eat. Really friendly people in here. I eat in here all the time. Windows everywhere. And then you have Savitsky, which is, and this school. So it's really cool in the day, like during school year, because all the kids are out here. So you have Savitsky over here. And again, if you're not familiar with Savitsky, become familiar with Savitsky. The guy's the man. He saved pretty much all of Karakalpakstan and this region's artwork from the Soviet destruction. So much props to that man. And then we'll walk over there. And this is Cinnamon. Really good place. They have American breakfast. And when I say American breakfast, they are the only ones that have American breakfast that I know of. Eggs, sausage, well, not real sausage, but like a hot dog sausage. And then here's Plato's bookstore. I don't know why nobody ever goes in here, but I do. They don't have coffee. I don't know why they have coffee on there. They don't have coffee in there, but they do have books. And you can sit in a beanbag. I'll sit in there every once in a while. And there's Dadihana, that's a pharmacy. You can get everything. I get vitamin C for cheap. I think it's like 8,000 for a huge box of vitamin C. So if you need, all right. So we're gonna walk over to Savitsky, and then we're gonna end the video. All right. So this is another main hub where everybody hangs out. Like I said, there's 3. The one behind the bazaar. I've shown you 2. So basically at night, if you want something to do, get out of your, there's Savitsky, get out of your hotel or wherever you're at, come down here at night. It's lit up and you're gonna see kids roller skating, rollerblading in their cars. You're gonna see families hanging out, talking, chilling, relaxing. They have concerts here. I saw a concert here in New Year's. It was awesome. They take really good care of it. It's all lit up. So again, Savitsky saved thousands and thousands of pieces of art, sculpture, wood carvings, and he was an artist himself, from the Russians destroying it all and brought it here to Nukus. So it literally is a world famous museum. And I think for foreigners, 100,000 soms, so $7 entry. There's 2 floors, a second and third floor. I've been in a couple times where they're changing designs or whatever, and so that would be kind of sucky if you came here and this 3rd floor is down, but that's happened before. So keep that in mind. That school, that's like a drama house, I think, right there. I've been in, it's really cool inside, but I've never been to a play or anything. Maybe a playhouse. Okay, so these are the flags. Karakalpakstan is the one with the yellow stripe in the middle, and then Uzbekistan's the one with the white. They work side by side because in this region, Karakalpakstan is autonomous. So this area is the second hangout place. I think of 3 main ones that everybody in this area goes, and you can see why. There's a little water park over there. It's not going right now, so I'm not really sure when it goes. Maybe when it gets really hot. There's some swimming centers around here. They have swimming pools, but you can see here, this is where everybody would come and chill. So it's a very cool place. So you can always leave a comment. You can ask questions if you need about Nukus. I'd be happy to answer them. I've lived here 10 months, so I have a pretty good idea of the people or guides or tours or places you should go or suggestions, or you know what, figure it out yourself. Have fun, explore, be curious, enjoy the process, and honestly enjoy the challenge, because it can be a challenge here too, which is fun, you know, trying to figure things out, especially in this area, because it is going to be really different than what you're used to. So I'm going to end here. There it is, the flags. All right, enjoy.